Hi guys, welcome to new video. So today we'll take a look on another multiplayer game from the new RTS game, the Scouring, and this time I will finally show you some bigger games. So this time we'll take a look on a free-for-all game with 6 players. I was saying that we could also take a look on some team play games in the previous video, but unfortunately I found out that it's not available on this. It's not enabled on this demo. So right now we can only play free-for-alls or the 1v1s on the smaller map or even here. But right now we have the maximum amount of pairs that we can have. This is the bigger map with 6 positions and we have 6 players, and it will be just a nice free-for-all. So let's start with it. I will resume the game, the replay, and as you can see there is 6 players. That is me as the purple one, then we have a red enemy, some Russian player, then Shraba, Tpaba, who is playing as blue, Khaled as orange, Oz Duncan as white, and then we have black player Ace Soft. So those are the players we are playing against. There is obviously not that many players in the game right now, so maybe you will also fight with some of these players if you decide to join some of the lobbies yourself and try the multiplayer. So yeah, right now we are watching on my position. As you can see, I'm starting with barracks, pretty normal opener. I'm immediately sending my new peasant to wood, and another peasant is going for the sawmill, building it on this side because I wasn't able to fit it in here, and there are also some trees in this location, so that's also good. Here we have the orange player. He's playing as orc. I'm obviously playing human as always. Here we have the orc player. He's making just a farm, so it doesn't seem like too offensive or aggressive opener. Then we have another orc player playing as the white here. He's going for barracks very quickly, but also he power builded his first farm really rapidly. Then we have another human player here who is playing for with the blue color, and he's making really quick barracks and sawmill, pretty similar to me. As you can see, I have a little bit quicker sawmill. I have also a little bit quicker barracks, but he will have a little bit quicker his farms. But I didn't really have problems with food in this game, so I think this is a little bit of an overkill and he's just losing time on that, so my build order should be still a little bit more optimal. There is another player who is making a really interesting opener, 0 farms, but he immediately built smithy together with also sawmill and barracks. He's just making a huge wall here. He has some FK peasants here. Now he's starving, so this definitely doesn't seem like a good idea. Also, he doesn't have any resources to make anything in the smithy now anyways. He wasted all his resources now on swordsman, where he's not even producing peasants, and he's still not making any farms. And this sawmill is not really effective for bringing the wood, so this player probably doesn't have the best opener. But then we have another player here who is the red one, and he has also interesting opening. He created 2 town halls. I mean, he can produce peasants at double speed. I never considered this. Maybe it might be a good idea, but I don't think so, especially this early. You don't really want to waste resources on this, I think. Now he's going for sawmill, but definitely something quite unique. So yeah, right now I think the most optimal build orders are the one I'm doing, and then the one the blue player is doing, which is really similar to mine. I just was a little bit quicker there because he made his farms a little bit too soon. But yeah, I'm immediately using my free archers to get this expansion, obviously trading so I don't idly lose any units. The orange enemy is finally making his barracks. He already has 2 farms. He should have lots of resources, but he's not producing any workers now, so I think he will be behind on that. Red player. Yeah, I think he's double producing. I think we can't see the production maybe. Sure, actually we should be able to see it. So he has 2 town halls, but he's not producing in either of them. So that's not the best value. The black player is still starving a lot. He at least managed to kill the walls here, which gave him a little bit more resources. And now he's power building the farm, at least with 2 peasants. He's placing another one, so it will take him some while to recover, but eventually should be able to get to a decent position. We finally got this, which is definitely really good. So now we can take the expansion if needed. The blue player is playing really passively. He just plays his archers on the tower, I mean on the barracks. So it seems like no one is really getting expansion this early, so I should have a nice resource lead. The white player actually also has a decent town now, but he has only 1 archer. But yeah, we are definitely getting the expansion as the first players. This was really important because I think the position I got here is the worst out of the positions you can get here. As you can see, I'm quite close to 2 enemies at once. For example, the black one is just far away from everyone. Also, I have only 1 expansion next to me. There is nothing on the other side, while basically all the other positions have 2 expansions on sides, except this position. But here you are at least quite far away from the black player, who has really easy expansion here, so there is no reason for him to go into this location. The orange one also can easily expand here, but he could potentially go here, so I definitely wanted to take this as quickly as possible. So we have some really strong position that we can use to fight back, and also so we have of course better income. The white player will be actually the second one to try get an expansion. So you can see already conquered it. We'll see if he will also go build expansion there. I immediately power build it with 5 peasants, so we have it really soon. And now I'm just pumping more peasants from it, also in my starting town hall. So now I also have double production, but that's of course way more effective with 2 bases than what the red enemy is doing there. For now, I have still only 1 barracks. I don't know if anyone already decided to go for 2. Except the black player who also has smithy, but as I said, he's not really using it for anything anyways. I think the white player actually decided to make a guard tower here. He's getting harassed by wolves a little bit. Right now I'm just defending myself. I have so few archers in the main base on the barracks to cover the whole main base, and in my expansion I have few of the other soldiers that I use to conquer the expansion. There are also wolves now, but we should be able to hold off, hopefully not lose any units if we micromanage well here. I guess I have to return with my archers, think maybe a little bit with the swordsman, but we still have the support from these archers. Another one on the ground, so I think we should be quite fine. Actually, okay, they killed 1 archer. That was probably a mistake, I should have prevented that. The white enemy is now attacking also on the wolf den, trying to clear the area. There are 2 wolf dens. Black player still didn't manage to fix his food problem. He still has only 2 farms and only 2 peasants on each of them, so he has basically everyone is starving to death. He's also not really he's not really defending himself against the skeletons, but he already went for 4th, maybe the first player to do that. The orange one is playing really defensively. We don't see much from him. He really has just 2 farms, 1 barracks, 1 clan hall. And that's basically it. Nothing too crazy happening there. Then we have the white player who now killed the wolves, so it's quite damaged. But he has lots of farms, he has decent infrastructure now, also the guard tower, so I think he's doing really good. And he was also the first one to defeat the expansion. But as you can see, blue enemy already made his expansion, so he's definitely doing the best out of my enemies here. Because now he also has the expansion here. He doesn't have too many peasants there. When I power build with 5 peasants, first of all I have it really quickly, but second of all I also immediately have 5 peasants here to send on the gold, so that's definitely a big advantage.
Job's done.
You can see he already has 2 barracks, he has smithy in the back. I'm also placing now my second barracks here. Actually no, sorry, I already have 2 barracks. These are my 3rd barracks, so I'm definitely way ahead because of the early income increase I had. Yeah, we even see that. Seems like he lost basically all of his peasants, the black player, and now he even needed to use potions to heal his starving army. Red player is still playing extremely defensively, not going literally anywhere, not even trying to get the expansion or maybe kill some other neutral enemies. He's just making more barracks around his base to protect himself. Still playing with those 2 town halls, but not producing in either of them. So we see real defensive play from the red player, of course. The black one is really struggling to survive just against the neutral enemies, so I think it's good for him that he's the furthest away from everyone else and just playing his own game there. The blue enemy is definitely becoming really dangerous, but he's also playing pretty passive. I mean, I also got just the expansion and I didn't go really anywhere else. I could have maybe taken the middle expansion pretty quickly, but it's quite dangerous. I didn't know how good the players were, so they could just attack me from multiple sides and I would just waste resources there, so I don't really like to do that. are balancing on the food, but now I'm going for a nice push. Let's just check the white player before we get there. Yeah, he's making some forges, clan hall, okay. Finally making expansion, and now I decided to go for a push on the orange player. As you can see, I'm the first one to make a move. Everyone is playing really defensively. Of course, the red player could have attacked me at this moment and I would need to retreat. But I was really confident. I even had one cannon with me. I already had shields, so I could have easily tanked this, and I also had way more archers. As you can see, those are only workers. He actually upgraded bows, which I don't usually do. But now it actually kinda paid off for him, but it wasn't enough. Unfortunately, at the exact same time, the white enemy decided to go for an attack, so he immediately ran on me, and when I saw this, I totally was expecting him to already have an expansion that is fully working for a long time, definitely have this tower, maybe even some barracks here, some front base, and that he would be pushing into me, and probably the player that would be on the top would be just extremely bad, or he would be fighting with the enemy on the right. But fortunately for me, I don't even think the blue enemy attacked on the white player, but he just for some reason decided to retreat once he saw my army, and this basically allowed me to take the orange player out immediately. So after 10 minutes of game, one enemy is down, and obviously this means that I can take his base and get another income, which will be a huge advantage. No one else should be able to do this unless they take the middle, or unless someone is really just not taking that expansion like these two players. But I think they will also take their expansions pretty soon. It's just gonna take a while. I was definitely expecting this to be taken already by the white player, since he was already here with his army, so I think I won't take this for quite some time. But I mainly now want to take the front base and create some infrastructure, some more defense, more production buildings, bigger army. So you can see I already have stables, because I upgraded my fort, or I mean the town hall to fort, and I'm already upgrading the fort to castle. So I'm really quickly now going for knights when I have the front base available. And then I of course also want to get the church, so this is why I'm going for the castle, so I can get the heal ability. Immediately sending 5 peasants to power build another town hall. Khaled, which was the orange enemy, was defeated. So you can see the blue enemy is screaming no. I don't know if it was his friend or something, but fortunately for me he was really far away, because that was probably the best player here, and if he would want to avenge the player I just killed, I might have some problems. He was even asking who did it. Obviously I'm not gonna answer him in case he would be able to avenge the player I just killed. We see some at least 3 peasant power building, but it's obviously extremely late. He will literally have his second base at the exact same moment when I will have my third base. The black player is finally somehow reviving, but he still has only 2 farms. It's just that most of his peasants already died, so he doesn't need that much food, but he's still definitely behind, starving a lot.
Job's done.
We see the blue player expanding a little bit in terms of his front bases. He's really just taking up some space. Also he's getting lots of wood here. Playing really nicely. Unfortunately for him, he has only town halls. He didn't even go for fort yet. And I already have castle, so he won't have any knights or any heals. He probably has shields since he has smithies, but it'll be all. So right now the white player is actually the most dangerous. He actually destroyed this. He was probably thinking that I already took an expansion here. Fortunately I didn't. And now he'll probably want to push into my new expansion that I'm building here. But he didn't even finish killing this peasant, which he definitely should have. Obviously now when I'm coming here with the huge army of knights as well, he needs to retreat. I don't really want to push into the tower, even though I could easily kill him. But I think the knight is coming now, yeah, so obviously I want to defend myself, and I know that he will probably also have to retreat with his units, because it was quite a big army, so I was expecting him to not really have anything else, and I was definitely pretty right about this. Actually now the blue enemy is going for a push on the white player. He still has a really good defense, so we can easily afford this. We'll see how the white player will react. He's immediately retreating with everything, but his front base here with this guard tower and barricades will just fall. White player is, I mean the blue player is really well using his swordsman with shields. He's supporting it by lots of archers. And actually seems like the orc player doesn't even have shields yet. He has potions on his warriors, which is definitely really good, but overall I think he has a little bit less units, and also if he doesn't have shields he will just really quickly die to the arrows, so this might be a problem. He will probably take out the swordsman, but this is definitely pretty even. I just think that the blue player has a little bit more archers, so they will probably decide here. But also the skeletons are pushing from the other side, so the white player will definitely have some big problems now. And this might be actually the end of him, even though he was definitely doing quite well. I think he was the third best player here. I would say I'm in the best situation, of course, since I already have 4 expansions. But the blue player is definitely the second best here, while the white player was playing quite aggressively now. He was definitely going to push against me, so I think he was definitely doing really well as well. The question is who is then the biggest threat? Probably the red player, because he at least has an expansion. The black one is like totally dead, and I don't know how the orange one would actually continue if I didn't kill him. I think he was in a better situation than the black enemy, but probably worse than the red one, so I think definitely the white player here was quite strong. So actually probably shouldn't really mind that he got destroyed by the blue player. He also weakened himself while pushing here a little bit, of course, and I also weakened myself when I was pushing the orange player, so now we both killed one player. That seems definitely quite balanced. Obviously now he's also gonna be able to take his expansions, so this will be potentially 4 bases for him. Plus he still has a chance to take this because the black player is totally dead. I mean, he could also easily push this. I mean, the blue player could push the black player, take his expansion even here, take like half of the map, probably then also the middle, and I would have really big problems pushing that. But fortunately, the blue player decided to push on the other side, and he didn't really scout this, so he has no idea what is happening here. We even see the red player now finally going for some offensive push. He's trying to attack against the black player also during the night. He attacked with some swordsmen, also with shields, so definitely really good, but unfortunately for him there are 2 cannons. Even though they have 1 HP, he has no archers to actually kill them. And the black player will be able to repel this. I mean, he has lots of archers. If he just took this, he would probably actually kill the black player there, but he didn't do that. Right now I'm just playing really defensively because I have 4 bases, which I'm pretty confident no one else has, because I didn't see anyone else die yet except the orange player. Now we saw that the white surrendered, but obviously I will at least wait for the day before I go somewhere. Also we are really nicely balancing the food, we have lots of resources. Obviously, I also have charge, so I have heal ability. Now I'm upgrading my town halls in expansion, so I can place some protection there. I have many peasants everywhere, and I think I'm probably either already on worker cap. I mean the maximum peasant cap you can make, or I'm not producing for a second, but I'm not actually sure right now. I would need to double check that. But I mean, we'll see if I will start producing something, but I think I might already have the full amount of peasants I can have. So yeah, the blue enemy actually destroyed the white one, but he didn't go and take his expansions, which is always a huge mistake. If you conquer someone, you want to take his expansions, increase the size of your city, make better infrastructure, and also, of course, enhance your income. It's always the most important thing. Instead, he decided to go for the middle, which is also not bad, but obviously this would be much safer for him to take. Also, I mean, he doesn't know where the orange player was and who killed him, but I think he will at least soon find out. And this is my army. Right now I just wanted to take this tower, so I have some control here, maybe put some archers on top of it. But the blue enemy is actually going for a really strong push now. Obviously the black one is still totally dead here, and the red one is actually trying to push him, so they are just not really in the fight right now. But this will be a huge 1v1 fight right now. As you can see, we both have really strong armies. He has probably more archers, maybe even more swordsmen, but I have lots of knights here. I'm not sure if I actually had some potions here. Not much. I have basically 0 potions. And I wanted to push into him, but when I saw that he made this wall of swordsmen with shields, plus also so many archers behind it, I actually decided to just back away a little bit. Also, I have 2 cannons here, which will be really useful. I will use them to destroy the wall of swordsmen. Even though the shields also reduce the damage from cannons, it's still the most effective way of destroying the swordsmen with shields. Now I'm using my swordsmen to tank all the damage from the arrows, and at the same time using my archers behind it to first take out a few of the swordsmen that are running on my cannons, but then I want to quickly focus the enemy archers and take them out. I'm also accumulating more units in the back now. I think I took my cavalry and I went for some potions, so now I have a really strong front line. I also have the heals, and as you can see I basically already took out all of his swordsmen, and now I'm rushing quickly on the archers, so it was definitely really important. As you can see now, actually the red player is going for a small action. I think the blue player will be complaining about that, but to be honest, he already lost this fight. I have basically the same amount of archers as he has now. I just have better levels. I basically level 3 on everything is on level 2. And I also have a really decent melee army here. Still lots of swordsmen with shields. He now killed basically all of my cavalry, but I'm just producing more knights behind that. Now there is the red player, but at this point it really doesn't matter too much. The blue player still didn't take his bases, which is just such a big mistake. Also, the red player didn't really scout this side during the whole game. He should have definitely... I don't think he should have pushed into me. I have lots of good defensive positions here. Even though if he took his army, he could definitely push through here. But he didn't even scout this. Yeah, he had no idea. I could have had some farms here that could have been really easily harassable. And I wouldn't maybe have some defense for it. So he should have definitely scouted that. But he decided instead to go for the middle, so right now the red player will be going to free base situation, which means he will have the second biggest income. The blue player is really playing too passively. He'll also run out of gold in this base now, which means I will also probably run out of gold in this base. But yeah, I think he probably had more peasants there because he mined it even quicker than me and I had it way sooner. I mean, I still have lots of resources here as well, but... I mean, yeah, that's the point, that I have lots of resources, he has way less, so he mined it quicker. Now he's finally going for another base, power building it with like, I don't know, 8 or 10 peasants, so that's definitely really good for him. The red enemy finally has the base in the middle. The problem for him is that he doesn't have too many peasants there. We actually see the black player playing a little bit offensively here. He's still starving to death. He didn't take his expansion yet, but he definitely has a little bit more farms. I mean, he has 3 instead of 2, but still at least something. And he's going for some offensive pressure, so that's nice to see. Even has some barricades, stables, yeah, castle, so he's definitely going somewhere. Now we see the blue player really just expanding his base, going for barracks here for protection, even building it quickly with 4 peasants. And even though I have a really good position, I have 4 bases for a really long time. I even have a tower here with some protection. Yeah, on this side there is no pressure on me. And I basically just killed the blue army now. This is the problem. That there are 2 strong players now, yeah? So I mean, he's also fighting with the black player, but that's not really a big deal. And now there is a strong opponent in the middle, who has a really strong defensive position. He has cannons here, he could bring all of his swordsmen with shield. And he has so many archers, if he actually brings all of them. And yeah, some small trash talking here in the chat. And then there is the blue player, who can at any time attack me from the north. And I just know that he has many soldiers, and also his micromanagement was pretty decent in the fight, so I knew that he was really dangerous. And at the same time, I basically knew that there is some form of threat of the red player. Obviously I knew that the 2 players before that die, and I think I didn't even remember that there is some black player. I wasn't really looking into the stats too much, so I don't think we really knew about this guy, but at least he was fighting a little bit with the red player, slowing him down a little bit, being at least a small threat. But as I said, yeah, the red player should have just deleted him and take his expansions, or the blue player. Neither of them really did that. The blue player finally made his fort. Also, he actually also ran out of gold here, so he's really using lots of peasants. I just have way more gold everywhere, but yeah, I'm also getting lots of wood, making more infrastructure. I need way more farms, obviously, because I have really big army, so I'm using the peasants for that. I can't make more peasants, so I'm just saving the gold for later. I don't really need to, like, drain it immediately. If I won't have wood, then it's kinda useless anyways. Just buy potions for it, and those I can buy anyways, as you can save 2 potions on everything right now. Maybe if you actually have 1, but still at least something. But yeah, I decided to go for a push even during the night here. You can see the blue enemy actually probably scouted me with something. He's going there with his whole army. I think he didn't take everything, he has lots of archers at home, but we are doing a really good push here, so obviously I'm gonna put up my shield. I'm gonna send the knights there, try to do a little bit. Here I have the archers in the middle. Those could have been maybe micromanaged a little bit better, but I just wanted to take care of the archers on the barracks first. And now I already have some front line here, even the skeletons are helping me a little bit, charging on the enemy archers. So this should be really easy to push. And also, as I said, I have basically double potion on everything. I'm also using my cavalry heals. And this seems like this should be really easy. So yeah, the blue actually calls that he lost to purple. I don't know if he was trying to maybe like make the red enemy attack on me, because you tell me that he just lost to me, so I probably lost lots of units during that push, and I'm not at home with my army, so potentially the red player could have used this information and push on me, but to be honest, most players are not really using the information they are getting from other players from the chat. So I don't think I have to be too worried about that. But yeah, after I finished him here, I immediately brought my peasants. Obviously I want to take this base, also this one. And I also want to quickly heal up my army, buy some new potions, maybe add some new units to my groups if I lost too many. The black player already has a church now, so he's also going for heals finally maybe. Unfortunately, it's really hard to level up the melee units, so as you can see I don't have any level 3 knights, only like 2 level 2 knights. Obviously archers will be much easier. And we see actually the blue player going for a push with his knights. Here I just thought he's dead, I guess, so he decided to at least take his knight and maybe rush on my economy. Unfortunately for him, I have really good defense everywhere. Yeah, I have many cannons on all of my towers, also some archers somewhere. Here I even took my peasants to kill his knights, because obviously I saw him coming. I one-shotted one of the peasants with one of my cannons, but I immediately make a new one in my fort, so I'm always on the peasant cap. And since I also have these small towers, I have many points on the map where I can hunt so many neutral enemies during the night that I'm getting lots of extra resources for it, so that's really good. Then I can use that gold to at least buy potions or something, so that's always really nice to get so many, I mean as many of these positions on the map where you can just farm the neutral enemies during the night. So obviously this whole area with 4 bases and lots of towers in the front. Then also this. Unfortunately, if you kill the skeletons with cannons, you don't get any resources. So those are not the best farming spots here. But I also have some archers in between that. And then on the other bases I will be making here, I will have only archers. Here I actually still have 1 cannon, but even if I have 1 cannon there, the archers will get some kills at least. The blue player is actually going for another push. Also he probably scouted finally that there is an empty expansion. So he will damage my town hall a little bit, but I think this was a huge mistake from him. He should have just killed the peasants and then run away, or don't even go here, but he just damaged the town hall, which I totally don't care about. It's not even 400 damage that he dealt here, and now I already came with my whole army, so I will just push him back, and it should be really easy. He started immediately shooting me back from his barracks with his archers, so did some really serious damage that we'll have to take care of. So that means obviously I don't really want to push into this, especially when I will find out that there is another tower behind it. This is a really narrow choke point, so even though I have decent army, this is just really hard to push when there is so many archers. So I think I will have to probably retreat here, but maybe I'll actually continue pushing into this. I thought that I would retreat and go again, but yeah, I guess when I have so many potions, I'm also using my heals pretty effectively, and I have also decent amount of archers. I will be probably still able to push through all of the enemy archers. Yeah, just keep in mind that I have really good levels on all of my units, mainly the archers. Mainly level 2s, lots of level 3s as well. And he has basically level 1 or level 2 from killing the neutral enemies. But it's just not enough, especially when I have so much tanky front line. So yeah, he calls it GG well played. He said that he was pretty good, so yeah, I also think we had some really nice fights that were quite enjoyable. But eventually he surrenders here. So yeah, we got rid of the strongest player here. We already eliminated 3 of the players, which is half of the overall player amount. 3 out of 5 enemies for me, so definitely really good. Here are some archers shooting me. I was not actually entirely sure if this is his units that were just left here. Obviously now we can see that they're just neutral now. But I didn't know that there is maybe some grey color enemy, or if it was actually black or something. I didn't have time to check that too much, so when I saw a ton of archers there, I just decided to retreat. There were no more expansions I could take anyways, because he drained the gold so quickly. So there was just no reason for me to really stay there. I retreated. This is already finished. I'm just upgrading it, so I just bought some new potions here. It's actually funny that this base was still not taken since the beginning. But yeah, now the main enemy, of course, is the red player, who has 3 bases, so I have better income. Obviously now now I would have 6, but the main one is already empty. There is only 600 gold in 1 gold vein remaining, and then we have basically 4 bases, so I should still have bigger income. The problem is that I have so many units that I need like 2,500 food almost, and that of course costs me lots of peasants. Also I need lots of wood to build my infrastructure, make new units, archers and knights, or even cannons. At least swordsmen don't cost wood, but overall we just need lots of wood as well, so there is just not too many peasants that would remain there actually for me to get some more gold from the bases, but I should still have similar income of gold as he has. When he has 3 bases, now I have 4 with a little bit less peasants. So yeah, that was the neutral base of the blue enemy, who finally tried to take this, but the black player actually decided to now destroy it, and maybe he will come up with the idea that he could take it for himself. We will see. Or he will even go for a push on the red player, but I don't think so. You can see he's just standing there with so many swordsmen everywhere, also double potion on everything. Really serious about this. And I actually decided to go for a really heavy push here. I immediately took his cannons out. Unfortunately, I forgot this group of archers behind for the whole fight, which was a big mistake, but at the same time, to be honest, there is just 1 tower here with archers, a whole castle with 2 levels of archers. He came with lots of knights, and now he's coming with all the swordsmen with 2 potions. He also used shields now, and now I just knew that this is not gonna work, so I will really quickly decide to push back. Then I will realize that I'm not using one whole group of my archers who are level 3 with double potion, yeah, so huge damage and also durability, but unfortunately I didn't see them. Maybe with them I would actually push it, but yeah, I lost basically all of my knights, lots of swordsmen, also some archers in the group that I actually took with me. But as you can see, I already have a huge army at home, prepared again. A little bit too many swordsmen. I'm not gonna fit all of that in one group, and I usually don't like to make more than 4 groups of units, where I usually have, in the early game, group 1 and 2, where group 1 is just swordsmen and knights together, and group 2 is archers. Then later I split it, so I have group 1 knights, group 2 swordsmen, and group 3 archers. And then I either add 4th group as cannons, or I just get a 2nd group of archers as group number 4. Also earlier in the game, if I have only 2 groups, I can add some cannons into group number 3, but overall I just don't like to use more than 4 groups for units, because the keybind number 5 is for my for my main town halls, so forts, castles, and the last building that I always forget the name. But yeah, there's the town hall. Town halls, forts, and castles are in my group number 5, where I'm quickly producing peasants, even though I wouldn't really need it at this point of the game, when I already have the peasant cap filled up anyways. But I still like to keep it there, just an emergency button, so I can always access it. And then key point number 6 are all of my production buildings, so that I have all of my barracks and smithies. But yeah, I guess I could probably free up the point number 5, potentially add more units there, or at least cannons. But overall, to be honest, 4 groups are more than enough to usually push basically any form of defense. Even though, as you will see, there will be still really hard pushes waiting for me. So we'll definitely need a little bit stronger army for that, but I already have a really strong army, over 2000 food taken. I'm trying to keep my resources really low. It might not seem like low, but once I start buying potions, it will be basically 0. Even though right now I should have basically 2 potions on everything. But I don't have the most wood, yeah, so... Also, right now there is so many enemies coming from all sides. I mean, the natural enemies, that I even have to take few of my units and run between my farms to protect them. Even though I have some cannons here, also the cannons are pretty devastating. As you can see, I'm killing my own farms, maybe even some peasants. But yeah, we still have a really strong army here. And here we have good defense of the cannons. And as you can see, now I decided to do a really important move. Because he saw me attack here, so he prepared some barricades here. He was really standing there with his army, and I decided to push on the other side of the map into his main town with the peasants. And I also did it during the night, so there is lots of pressure everywhere on the map, obviously, with the neutral enemies. At the same time, he's probably weakened a little bit. Maybe he's struggling with the food a little bit, even though he has really good positions of farms, so I guess he's pretty much safe there. But I still managed to take my knights, run on his peasants. Right now I am just killing everything with my archers, and at the same time I'm taking my swordsmen. And this is really important. You want to take your swordsmen, give them shields, even though, I mean, you already killed most of my swordsmen. And here you can see that I have the shields on all of my swordsmen. And then you take maybe like 3 or 4 of them, you remove the shields so they are quick, and you quickly run with them on top of the towers, barracks, forts, castles, just everywhere where there are enemy archers. Because once you start fighting with the enemy, the swordsmen put their shields down anyways, so it's totally useless. And the main thing is that you just need the speed that you get while not using the shield. You need the speed to get quickly to the tower and actually run on top of it. So this is what you will also see later, but I already used it here. So once again, you just take all of your swordsmen, put on the shields, then take like 4 of them, remove the shields, run with them on one tower, another 4 or 3 of them, another tower. As you can see, I have 4 of them here right now. And this way you can really quickly get on top of the towers. The swordsman there will tank the damage. You can even use your knights to heal the swordsman on the towers there. That's really effective. Because then you can just stand with few swordsmen right next to the enemy archers. They are shooting into them, and you are constantly healing them with all of your knights on the ground. And at the same time, you are still shooting with all of your archers, so you have really a huge value from that. But yeah, obviously I'm also still constantly supplying more units from my home. Right now, obviously, during the intensive fight, I accumulated a little bit more resources, but we also probably lost some potions here. We also need to give potions to all the new units. And I'm still at basically full food that I have available, so unless I want to really stop getting resources at the rate I have right now, I will just have to probably remain on this amount of units. I just have to make more farms if I want to make more units. Fortunately, I destroyed his whole economy, so now he's struggling with food, all of his army is starving. So he'll probably have to make some new farms in the middle, but this is the last base he has. Obviously I will also immediately take these new bases that I conquered. There is not much gold remaining, but I knew that there is just one player that is turtling in the corner at this point. And I just have the access to the remaining of the map, and I will need as many resources as I can have. Because right now I will actually scout it here a little bit, and I will see that there are just some cannons and everything. I thought that it's much stronger. I just saw some towers, cannons, archers. So it seemed really dangerous, but to be honest, I could have easily pushed this because he's starving a lot, he doesn't have too many units. I will actually give him some time to recover now. He's still much weaker than the remnants of the red player here, so I could have easily finished him and also take his bases, but instead I will go for the red player first to finish him. But yeah, somewhere I should be already bringing hopefully some peasants to build the expansion here. As you can see, I'm healing a little bit with my knights even off combat, just to speed up the process a little bit. I don't want to give any time to the red player to recover. We'll scout some cannons here, but it's not that big of a deal. And maybe he will kill some units because I was just randomly running around here, but never mind. I think I've put some rally points from my production buildings into these areas, and then from some barracks the units were going through the enemy base, so then I had to switch it back down here. So they are going through my base, or at least this way, yeah, but as you can see, he has decent defense. He has a lot of archers on the tower and some shields below it, even with potions. You can see not many players are actually buying potions for archers, which I think is a huge mistake. Usually archers are big targets of enemy archers or even some other units, so you want to have potions there as well. But obviously on the medium units it's also important. Doesn't seem like he will be retargeting his cannons, who are now slowly getting hungry, let's say. Kind of funny, they also need food for cannons. But yeah, I guess he remade some farms here, so he will quickly regain food. And the black player is still struggling with food, literally the whole game. But he's now going to build some front base here on his expansion as well. Finally, my peasants are coming, so we are going to take this expansion as well. There is also few gold here, but only a little bit, so I don't think that's really that important. Actually, seems like you can maybe swap between the personal observing, but it's not really that important anymore. I mean, we can maybe take a look how it works. Here, red player, but no, let's... I mean, we can take a look. Yes, 10,000 gold, okay. How is the black player doing? 3,000, okay. But no food. Really struggling with the food there. So let's go back to me. As you can see, I just launched a powerful push here. Once again, taking all 5 swordsmen with shields. Few of them, as you can see, are running in the front just with swords, immediately going to the tower. At the same time, my cavalry is rushing and killing all the swordsmen with shields on the ground. But there is another really strong defense. You can see, as you can see, he has level 3 archers everywhere. No potions still, and we already hit like 10,000 gold, so he could have easily bought potions for all of these archers, but I guess he just didn't really thought about that. Now he has few actually with potions. So maybe he's actually slowly buying them. But obviously it's a little bit too late when I'm already here. Once again, few... And now we will see it, I think this is the moment. Yeah, as you can see, I'm immediately healing this swordsman, and he's basically immortal. Eventually he will one-shot him, yeah, but when you're just casting the heals on this swordsman, it's extremely effective. The ones that are not fighting yet have shields up, and as you can see, all of these archers are just shooting these few swordsmen on the top, while I'm just literally burrowing him under my valleys of these arrows from all the archers I have around him. At the same time, all of my knights are killing the castle if they are not casting heals at that time on my swordsman, and I'm just sending more and more. Obviously now I sent my ranged swordsmen from down here. Constantly more production from all of my barracks. I have like 6 of them, I think, and I could definitely even make more. I have the resources for it. My base is now also finally fully working, as some small guard there to protect it. Unfortunately this is already empty, but I will still leave my archers here, because there will be some neutral enemies spawning around it, and we definitely want to kill those to get some extra resources, so definitely want to leave the archers there, even if you already ran out of gold. As you can see, we ran basically out of all gold. This is the only base which has some meaningful resources, then also the ones that, I mean this one that the enemy has, but I can't really get there yet. This is useless, and now we finally also conquered this, which still has some resources in it. I will really soon run out of this, so I'll probably just take some peasants from here, and then I can easily rebuild another base in the middle. It's not like I would really need the gold, also I can get a ton of gold during the night, but I just want to use all the available resources I have. At the same time also taking this tower. We still have decent amount of wood to get new units. Outside of that I just want gold to buy potions, yeah, so I'm immediately going to my town hall. Here I will just hopefully quickly rebuy some potions that were already used, or I have some new units that don't have potions yet. You can see I'm already going here. As I said, I will run out of gold here quickly. Now I will just take all of the peasants from there and I will go and build this. It's kinda risky during the night, but fortunately it was at the start of the night, so no skeletons spawned yet. Yeah, you can actually see that he is basically killing his own charge here, or destroying it, because he's defending with cannons. I mean, he doesn't have like bad defense, but there is just nothing he can do against this and this. Yeah, we actually have a level 3 knight here. I think the level 3 units should look a little bit different. I'm not sure which units look how different. I think warriors, or not warriors. What is it called? Is it called warrior? Just the swordsman alternative for orc. I mean, it's a warrior, yeah. It would be a grunt if we are in, or grunt if we are in Warcraft, but right here I don't know if it's called or warrior or just warrior. But there I think the helmet changes a little bit. If like one of the levels has horns and one not. Really not sure how it works here, but maybe the helm is also different on the level 3 knights. This is level 1, this is level 3. Exactly sure, but there should be a small visual difference between the leveled and not leveled units. Actually, I can see it now. As you can see, this is level 1 cavalry, and he has a normal horse, and the level 3 one has armored horse. So here is the difference on the horse. Also, we can see there is some small horns on the helmet of the knight himself. While if we take some level 1 knight here, he doesn't have that. Yeah, so seems like it will be always some small visual difference in the helmet itself. And if you have a horse, then also the horse helmet. Also, a level 2 also already has armor on the head of the horse, but the level 3 one has basically full horse armor, as you can see. It's also level 2. It's level 3. This is level 3, as you can see. He has basically the whole plate armor on the neck of the horse there. Also, archers, as you can see, they have longer capes. And have this one, he has only the hood in the color of your color, which is purple right now. And I don't know if I have any leveled up swordsman. Yeah, here you can also see he has a way better helmet. This one is like open in the middle. This one is fully covered, fully protecting the head. Also, he has a little bit better shoulder armor, I think. Bigger. I think you can't level up cannons, yeah, so there it doesn't really matter. But this is a small detail that probably not too many people notice. It's like the third way you can know that there is a leveled up unit. Obviously you can see it above it with these yellow ranks. There is either one, which means rank 2 or level 2, and if you have both of them there, then it's level 3. Obviously if you have none, then it's level 1. Then you can also see the level in the bottom right corner on the unit tab, and then the third option is to see how the unit actually changes visually, which you just found out that it's always in terms of the head. Actually for the archers it's the cape, but somehow just I wouldn't say like easily visible, but if you focus on it you can see it quite well. We can actually see the level 3 knight is 320 HP, level 2 280. So 40 more HP, 240, yeah, so 40 more HP for each level. Archer is just 30, I think. You start at 60, 90 will be level 2, and level 3 is 120. Swordsman is 200 HP, level 1, 120, so there is also 40 per level. It's the knight. Okay, I was just checking here if there is a passive through the trees, but we can actually see that there is not, so that was just a little mistake. I was really preparing for something huge. I just saw these cannons there. I was really scared that he would be really turtled. I didn't know that he was starving during the whole game, that this army is basically already dead before I even come there. So I was really preparing here heavily. I had 2 groups of units here, 2 groups of units here. Then I also took a full group of swordsmen They don't have potions actually, I was too lazy to get that, but I still put on shields and I just rush here with 5 groups of units. Later I'll also bring these units there, which is like another 1.5 group. So we have like almost 7 full groups of units here, lots of potions. Immediately once again, as you can see, few swordsmen going on the towers, especially when we have them leveled up, it's like insane. You here as well, still lots of swordsmen on the ground with shields, lots of knights, yeah, heals going off everywhere. Trying to keep alive everything I can. He even took some units from down there, trying to rush on my backline, but he just died to everything. Once the army is leveled up like this, after fighting basically everywhere, yeah, those archers probably didn't die from the beginning of the game. Maybe one of them is the first one I created, I don't know, but it's possible definitely, so obviously all of them have level 3. Many melee units also have good levels now, and it just increases the power of the units so much. I guess it's not just HP, it's probably also damage. We just can't see the values of damage in the game yet. Maybe they will implement it later. But yeah, once we've leveled up army, and also of course such a big macro superiority, it's just a huge difference. And we are ending with basically 2,600 food, so that's like totally crazy. He calls it GG, and eventually he surrenders, and that was the last player. So yeah, after 50 minutes and 20 seconds, we managed to win this free-for-all. I wouldn't say it was like a 1v5, but it was definitely quite close to it. They were all playing pretty passively. Maybe the blue player was playing quite offensively, and I mean, not in the beginning, but then later in the game. And eventually also the red one took the middle at least, but outside of that, we didn't see too much offense from the players. So it was somewhat 1v5, obviously I didn't have to fight the white player too much, because he got killed by the blue player, but he still attacked me a little bit, so I fought with everyone for at least a while. So yeah, let's finish the replay, let's check the results. This is of course really interesting. You can see we mined 93,264 gold, which is like twice the amount of everyone else. Yeah, not the red player, but still almost double. Lumber more than double than anyone else. In terms of units, we produced almost 500 units. The blue player was actually quite close, and he died already quite a long time ago, so definitely really good. As you can see, the red player had way more resources, way more gold. He didn't have that much wood actually, but way more gold, but he still produced just a fraction of his units of the blue enemy, so definitely really well played here. But he got, I mean, the red player a little bit more kills, so that's just something for him. We actually got almost 600 kills here, so definitely way more than everyone else together. We also actually lost less units than the red player and the blue player, even though we obviously had way more units, so it would be actually quite fine if we lost more, but they actually lost more than we did. We also constructed way more buildings, because we are really taking up the map. I wasn't actually making too many new production buildings later. I really was just playing maybe with 6 barracks for the whole game, which was definitely not too much. I only had like 2 smithies, even though I was not really making more cannons later, but I could have made like another 6 barracks or something, or even go for something crazy like 20, have really fast production. I actually had the resources for it, but I didn't know how strong defense they would have. I didn't really want to waste resources on it. I knew that I can just make the army slowly, even from the fewer barracks, so I just played with that. But obviously eventually it was way more buildings than anyone else built anyways. And lastly, maybe the most important thing, neutral kills, that I was just farming everywhere on the map, with outposts, some forts that I built somewhere. Just keep 4 archers there, and it will be farming you lots of gold, especially in the late game when the map is already empty. No one's really scouting those spots, because why would they go there when there is no gold to be taken? No units are coming from there. There will be just some chill enemies during the night, so why would you go there? But you can actually be there and farm some gold for free, so definitely really good. We killed over 1,000 units, once again, probably more than everyone else together, so really nice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game. Finally we took a look on something a little bit different, something bigger, a nice free-for-all. I will try to play a little bit more of those, upload a little bit more of these replays. Right now I just finished this game and immediately went to record the replay, because I was happy that finally I have a game that didn't crash. I'm in a bigger game, so I wanted to record it immediately, but so right now I don't have any more bigger games prepared, but I will try to finish some really soon so I can provide you with a little bit more videos from these games. I think it's a little bit more fun than playing those small 1v1s. That you can make some interesting micromanagement, but overall it just ends really quickly. There is not too many options. Here you can really just take the whole map, do big fights, make superior micro. So overall I think this is way more enjoyable, and I can't wait once they also implement some team games. That will be definitely also really interesting. But yeah, once again guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. So take care guys.